Okay, I think I have this set up. I think I'm good. Yeah. I mean, that's not my favorite look of me in the world, but what are you gonna do? Guess that might be more. That's fine. What's going on, y'all? Happy Halloween. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's hope that today's a great night. I see no reason why it can't be. I'm gonna watch some basketball. I got nothing else to do but watch basketball. So that seems like a pretty good day. Morloon, I look wide awake. I am wide awake. It's been a good day, man. I've been working hard today. I am very wide awake. Alrighty, let's take a look at some of the ownership for the start of this bad boy. I've got the contest file for the Friday 8s. So, okay. Greg Ehrenberg in the building.
I'm here, power and all. I had a scare. About 9 minutes left in live before.
Ooh, hey, Lonzo's starting.
Oh, okay. Well, who is? Oh, so Craig. Okay, so this is going to change everything. So we'll talk about this here. I was assuming that Lonzo was probably capped at like 25, 26 minutes.
Same.
That goes out the window now that he's starting. I doubt they'd be starting him if he could only play like 25 minutes.
I agree. And yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy on him, but because it's not like he doesn't already look good. But I mean, that just changes this is probably going to, I don't know how much I'm going to move this around.
So I was trying to be conservative with Lonzo, and he was still showing up in 40% of my lineups. Look at the other available shooting guards on DraftKings, though. It is a really shitty position, and now with more confidence in Lonzo's minutes, I think he might show up more than any other Cleveland Cavalier for me.
Like, I already have him in 47% of stuff. Like I don't think that I'm just going to get some like preposterous number coming out of this.
I might. Like, what else are you getting to at shooting guard? It's bad.
Maybe for you. I, on the other hand, have a pretty sizable stand on Keontae George today.
Okay.
Which is taking up some of my shooting guard ownership right now.
I have 14% of him.
I have a 4 in mine.
Okay. So, I mean, like, I've got exposure to him. I will say the one thing that I like about some of the backloaded options, Eric had brought this up on Live Before Lock. If Jamal Murray doesn't play, then all of a sudden Bruce Brown looks pretty solid at a weak shooting guard position. So I do like the idea that at least if you have your lineups backloaded, you do run into a scenario where should Jamal Murray be ruled out, you're going to be able to swap onto players the field is just not going to be on.
Yeah, so I have like a boatload of Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler, Keontae George right now. I don't have a ton of Jokic. I tried to work to get to a little bit more, but ultimately I'm under the field right now. I would have liked to have more on the off chance that Murray ends up out, but at the same time, I have so much Utah that I think I'll be able to make it work either way.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I mean, like you said, you're not getting to a ton of them yourself, but I was pretty surprised that of all the pay up options that were like reasonable guys pulling ownership today, Jokic is projected for the least ownership of all of them.
Yeah,
He's
I'm like loaded up to like the 9K range,
okay.
like the Devin Bookers and stuff.
Yeah, but like Booker, Siakam,
Yeah, same for him
Luca, they're
too.
all more popular than Jokic today.
Yeah, yeah, I was having trouble getting him. Very interested to see what this is about to look like.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know when the stochastic projections update, and then so here's actually what I'm really interested in is what ends up happening to my Craig Porter Jr. exposure. Like I'm sure it's still going to be fairly high, but I had 80% of him before. That's not going to be the number anymore.
I had 39.
Okay.
I gave him 24 minutes, and I gave Lonzo 24 minutes.
What about now that Lonzo's starting?
I'll let you know in 9 minutes, maybe. I'm gonna see if like the betting markets move at all.
By the way, Nance is not starting, guys, because I saw Chalk Taylor saying Nance
No,
starting. Nance is not starting. The starting lineup
no.
for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's Lonzo Ball, Jalen Tyson, DeAndre Hunter, Dean Wade, Evan Mobley.
Lonzo
Uh,
Ball will remain on a minutes limit from the starting lineup per coach Kenny Atkinson. He's played 23, 23, 23, and 24 minutes off the bench in his first 4 games. I really don't think I'm going to move this around all that much. It's just going to change who's on the floor with who.
yeah. Well, so this news changes that. So, I mean, we've gone full circle here because I started by saying that now that he's starting, I presume that means he's not on any kind of restriction. Now I assume he plays 24 minutes today.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going much higher than 25.
What did we have him projected for before this? 25.
Yeah,
It's funny. Is he going to? All right. Did we just find out he's starting? Is that going to lower his projection? Because now he's just playing with higher usage guys than he was going to off the bench.
I mean, he's not much of a usage guy at this point anymore anyway, but and like Dean Wade's a 10% usage guy, so
Yeah.
playing with him is definitely a benefit. No, I think this is a benefit because he's a guy that's better around better guys. It's a lot easier for Lonzo Ball to be awesome and set up Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter than it is to set up Tyrese Proctor and Naquan Tomlin.
By the way, all sound like characters from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single one of them too.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting. Like, I'm interested to see the impact in our projected ownership to Lonzo, because conceivably that could climb, even though we're not as interested, and I subsequently get less of him through no change.
CRV says, "Wish I had more Mobley now." Well, good news, you got 22 minutes to late swap. You can just get yourself some more Mobley by swapping.
I've got like half Mobley.
Half your lineups or half of his projected ownership?
Half of his projected. I have comically low amount.
Okay.
16%.
Oh, wow. So you're very low on Evan Mobley.
Yes.
I do think the starting lineup bodes what, not that it's a massive difference, but more minutes alongside Lonzo is more favorable to Mobley than more minutes alongside Craig Porter Jr. Not in a way that drastically changes projection, but in a little way.
Yeah, I mean, look, if Evan Mobley is ever open while Lonzo has the ball, he's going to get it for sure, like 100% of the time.
I will let you guys know as soon as those projections are updated. I'm on the lookout for it. Just standing pat right now and trying to think, are there any other starting lineups that could be weird for the upcoming games? Obviously, we're still waiting on the Jamal Murray news as well, but anything else you really have your eye on?
Let me look at the slate just so I could visualize it. I mean, the reigning assumption is that Mitchell Robinson is starting for the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, the Lakers could do something weird. I doubt it. Um, Pelicans could conceivably start Jordan Poole. We don't necessarily know if Bradley Beal is starting or not. I don't know if that's even gonna matter who that fifth person is, but just as like a talking point. That's probably it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing else that really comes to mind for me. Oh, I forgot this part of the NBA Cup. I forgot that they do the courts.
Yeah,
Forgot this
some of
part.
them are awful. Um, this we're in a good spot today. This isn't one that like makes you want to die by staring at it.
No,
Like,
no, no. This one doesn't look like it glows in the dark.
no, I don't want that. I don't want the one that looks like you're playing in like the sixth level of hell of a video game that's just all red.
Yeah, the Indiana one's pretty cool. Looks a little different from last year's, if I remember their one from last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the best it's been.
Oh, Tizzle Main heard that. Does one of your guys' ring cameras make the baseball sound too? Yes, that is trick or treaters coming to my house.
Mhm. You have candy out?
My brother and my sister-in-law are sitting outside dressed up for Halloween, but what happened is they probably came inside to eat dinner, and so the kids are showing up to the door, and they're not sitting out there, so they're ringing the doorbell.
What are they dressed as?
Tigger and Winnie the Pooh.
Okay. Kids?
No, 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 not yet. Anyway,
Which one's Winnie the Pooh?
my which one was it? Oh, my brother's Winnie the Pooh. My sister-in-law's Tigger.
Okay. That's probably the correct way to do that.
Yeah, Brewmaster asking me where the orange jumpsuit is. Yeah, Josh asked that if I was to have taken the time to do Halloween, I probably that would certainly be the costume that makes the most sense for me. But I have
You're gonna
not
be
left.
you're gonna be Piglet.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, I have also not left this seat since I did the NFL strategy show this morning, and I
Yeah.
just don't have the free time to go get a. I barely have time to eat during the day.
I feel that I ate a lot of peanut butter filled pretzels today because they were at arm's length.
Yeah, I did go to Costco and get a bunch of stuff that's like easy to make just so I have it here
Yeah.
and could get that, pretty readily available to me. So I've got stuff like pita and hummus and falafel, and I got pretty much
So
everything that I went to. I spent like $1,000 getting stuff at Costco so that I have food to eat and don't have to go anywhere for a while.
okay, so while Greg names the Costco foods that nobody wants, my wife picked up a bag of Chipotle chicken already cooked from Costco. I lit that up on the flat top today, fired off 2 corn tortillas, made myself some Chipotle chicken tacos, sour cream, a little crema, a little cheese, not hummus and whatever. So, guys, if you want to hear about good food,
Yeah, no, no, no. You take falafels and you put it in like a pita pocket with hummus. That's good.
I can only think about falafel and pita just in Sausage Party.
No.
So it's like the moment I hear it now, it's that's exactly where my brain goes.
Refreshing the projection page. Let's see if we've got that now. We do. So I'll read it off for you guys. Here's what we did with minutes for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have we had Lonzo for, I think we lowered Lonzo's minutes projection a little bit with him starting, which is sensible, but also funny considering the information that we just had. So we've got Craig Porter for 24 and a half minutes. We've got Lonzo for 25 minutes. So Lonzo 26 and a half fantasy point projection. And I should have it saved what we had before. Let me look at, what did we have? Yeah, so Lonzo's projection came down by half a fantasy point, And Craig Porter's fantasy projection came down by 2.5 fantasy points. So
what did we do to Craig Porter's minutes?
he went from 27.5 to 24.5.
Okay.
And now we've got Dean Wade at 28, Nance 21, Tyson at 21, Hunter 33, Mobley 35. All right, I'm going to fire all this up and see what ends up coming out.
Yeah, I'm about to. I'm going to end up with a bit less Larry Nance, I think.
Yeah, we have Nance for 24.5 fantasy points now. And we previously had Nance for 25.5. Nick's starting lineup is out, by the way. It is as was anticipated. Mitchell Robinson in the front court alongside Karl Anthony Towns. So that is the expected Nick starting lineup. A couple of questions from Discord. One is from Clean Sweep. He wants to know, do we still like Nance coming off the bench? Yeah, so I always expected Nance to come off the bench. So this doesn't really change anything from that standpoint. I definitely thought it was possible for him to start, but I didn't expect it. So not too much changes on the Nance front. And then Bees in Yo Ass is asking Booker and Hunter or Luka and Nance. That is, that's pretty close for me, actually. I don't think you could go wrong with either of those. Luka and Nance or Booker and Hunter. Both of those are fine.
I'd prefer Booker and Hunter.
And then the Black Mamba wants to know, will Luka have any limits today? I don't think. He had a jammed thumb. He had a jammed thumb and a bruised leg. I don't think this is anything that should limit his playing time. And now to do some swapping.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Josh had a big night, by the way, last night, trying to back it up today.
That would be really fun. That would be really fun. I would not be mad about that at all. It was a fun way to wake up.
Yeah, I only knew about it because I was doing the NFL show last night. I wasn't playing the NBA slate, so I was definitely feeling like I was missing out when Giannis got ruled out post lock. But yeah, I was happy to see that you ended up coming up towards the top. What'd you have? You came in like 5th and 9th or something last night?
6th and 7th.
All right.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
How similar were your lineups that came in 6th and 7th?
I'll be honest, I don't even remember at this point.
Fair enough.
I mean, like, pretty similar. That I know. But at this point, I don't remember. Shit. We can figure that one out at 7:31.
Yep, I'm doing the changes just like you are.
We hit a projections update at 7:16, so I'm going to assume there's an ownership update coming in behind it.
I'll grab that. I'll check to see if anything changed. Like significantly changed, I mean.
Yeah. I'm just going to wait it out. Oh, there it is. Perfect timing.
All right. So Cleveland, it doesn't look like anything really substantially changed with Cleveland. I'm just doing a once over at the minutes compared to what I read off before. It looks more or less about the same there. Maybe some rate changes that move guys around by like 1/10 of a fantasy point or something.
Do you have pools right now by any chance?
I don't know because I'm working on the putting projections into my sheet right now.
Weird. No big deal. Oh shit, CJ, I should have did something with that, but I don't think about it, and I don't. It has no tie to me, but I could have probably uh, done more about that on social. It didn't cross my mind
What did he say?
that that I finished 6th and 7th.
Ah, it's because we're olds.
Yeah, that's it's just not a thing to me.
I did ask a younger, hipper person, my sister, what it means, and supposedly it's just Lonzo Ball's height. That's the entire thing.
I don't
Oh,
think
sorry,
that's true.
LaMelo Ball's height.
Uh, that's about as dumb as I would expect it to be. Okay. Is anybody? Huh. Okay. Don't care too much there. All right, let's find out what we're gonna get here. I'm, I'm intrigued. Andre 3000 looks good. McLovin, obviously, not a huge striking resemblance between McLovin and Pascal Siakam. You know, it'd be really funny if Christopher Mintz-Plasse dressed up as Pascal Siakam.
It depends how hard he went into the costume.
I get the sense he's probably not allowed to do that.
Probably not.
But I mean, if anybody could, he could probably pull it off, and it'd be pretty funny.
Could have been a bit from one of his movies.
That's true. I would like, knowing that he did that, I would try to like write that into something. All right, here goes nothing. Let's see what this late swap looks like. I am hungry for McDonald's. Just thinking about McLovin.
All right, I've got this going as well.
Oh, in and out. I feel like I've watched so much Pacers basketball on playback, man.
Well, they're always early, and they've been chalky on every slate so far this year. So,
Oh no, I'm talking like because I watched every damn game of the playoffs on playback last
that's
year,
true
and they played all of the games.
that is true as well. Boy, this Hawks team with no Trae Young, no offense.
Gosh. All right, I gotta reset my exposure caps because I just ended up with 87% of Walker Kessler, and it's not necessary.
All right, what did I get here? So my I'm gonna do another run of this, but my Porter and Nance exposure both came down a little bit, and then in turn I got to more of Colin Murray Boyles.
Yeah, I was under on Murray Boyles before. I got to see how much Nance I lost because I'm guessing it's like a preposterous. Yeah, I lost. How much do you have of Nance now?
I mean, I had like 90% of Nance before. Now I have 70%, but I'm gonna do another run and I'll probably lose more of it.
Okay, I had 85% of him, and now I'm down to 34, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Okay.
But I'm contemplating if I want to be happy about it, if you know what I mean.
I am picking up what you're putting down. But I should have time to do one or two more late swap runs.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also going to do one more.
While this is running, I'll check Discord. Kareem, do I have any unique set? I set it to 2. I figure there's probably going to be a decent amount of overlap in some lineups and late swaps, so I set it to 2. The Black Mamba, do I think Doncic has any limit? Oh, no, I answered that one before. No limits for Luka.
No. Should be fine. All right, let's try this again. Written Pack wanted to know if I got to any Quentin Jackson. I think I had like 15 or something.
I think I had 8% of Quentin Jackson was my final number.
No, 21. Is he doing anything?
No. Nah, nothing from Rampage tonight.
That sucks.
Nothing yet. He needs to go crazy like Raja Jackson in the second half.
Yikes.
I wonder if anybody knows who I've made like 3 jokes like that today. I don't know if anybody has any clue what the hell I'm talking about.
I do, obviously. I got that from everything, from the MMA people I follow, from the wrestling people I follow. That hit all of my wheelhouses.
It's crazy. It took like a month for him to get arrested.
Yeah. I mean, they probably had to look into like legalities of that shit being in the ring, you know? Maxi WTF. Is that a good thing for Maxi or a bad thing for Maxi?
It's a good thing for my exposure to Maxi, which is minimal because he is 0.6 minutes into the game.
I have 9%. All right, let's try this again. Clear exposures.
Patrick Desrosier, what are we using? So for betting, Odds Shopper, which you can find Odds Shopper Portfolio EV. You could also go over to Tails, which we've got over on Tails. You will find lots of free bets from us as well. But yeah, that's primarily what we use around here. Ruthie, I thought Keontae George looked even better on FanDuel and DraftKings, but Keontae George I think is solid on both sites. If Josh liked George that much on DraftKings, I guarantee you that if he had FanDuel lineups, he would also. Frank says Embiid got hurt. Really?
I have a lot less Lonzo Ball, DeAndre Hunter now, which is interesting. I'm getting more Markkanen, which I don't need. I gotta cap him too.
All right, 46% is my final exposure to Nance. I'm cool with that.
I'm right around there right now.
The one thing I don't like about this is it did lower my exposure, which I mean, it makes sense, but my exposure to Jokic and Doncic both came down as a result of less Nance and Porter.
Yeah, I have a lot less Jokic now too. I mean, I only have 5%, so
I still have 32, but I had over 50% before, and I
got more Zion and Giddey, which I'm okay with. All right, whatever I'm doing here, I guess I got to do it, huh? I'm cutting it close. Probably too close.
You got like 30 seconds.
We're in.
Nice.
Don't love my exposures right now, but it's going to be okay.
Oh, well, last I looked down, I thought the Pacers were up 20-8. Now it's 20-16. So at least the Hawks came back to make it a little bit close. Safe to say that I assume it's not a national TV game. Cavs putting them on second here.
Yeah, that seems like what we're going to have to do, right? Okay. First one down. Not bad. After this next one, we get an hour and a half off before swaps. Then those swaps will be very interesting heading into the 9:30, 10 o'clock set because we're going to have a lot of information at that point.
Yeah, we'll know if Jamal Murray's in or out. We'll know which Cavs were good, which Cavs sucked.
Oh, boy, I got a lot of Jalen Tyson now.
I've got about 20% of them.
I ended up with more Craig Porter Jr. and less Lonzo, by the way.
Okay.
Which really feels unintuitive. So I don't know how I need that to work out, but I hope it does. Okay, let me figure out what the differences were in those lineups from last night. Okay, let's see.
I am checking the ownership of the Cavs guys right now. Downloading the CSV. Oh, wow. Maxey ended up being popular. Somewhat, like relative to projection. I guess it makes sense just because he's been good. People wanted to play him.
That was a pretty decent difference here. Franz, Diabate, Castle, Butler, Carter. Yeah, and then this one's De Silva, Turner, AJ Green, Wiggins, Wemby. So 5v5. It's pretty annoying to have a 5v5 and neither one and to finish 6th and 7th instead of like a 2v2.
Ready for some ownership?
Yeah, let me calibrate my brain to what lock. So Cleveland locked. Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Who would you guess? I've got it all pulled up in front of me, so I already know the answers. I'd be cheating if I. Who do you think ended up being the most popular player from the Cavs?
I don't have it pulled up. I'm just trying to look at like what people were owned because I only know what I have and I know my numbers are extreme and now I no longer remember what anybody is. DeAndre Hunter. He's the easiest thing to fit in.
Close. He was second. Craig Porter was first. Porter came in 40.3% owned. Hunter's 39.6% owned.
Okay.
Then Lonzo. Lonzo is 38% owned. Then Nance.
Okay.
Nance
I have 26% Lonzo.
Okay. Nance is 35% owned. Mobley, 34% owned. Those are your 5 most popular players on the slate, all Cavs.
Ooh, so Mobley was lower owned than we expected. Interesting.
Quite a bit lower owned.
I only have 12, so okay.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be in line with the field. We had Mobley projected for 48% ownership. I think it was 44% of them prior to swapping, and I ended up with 50% after swaps. But I think what this is like, I look at like Maxey was projected for 3% ownership and ended up being 10% owned. I think a lot of those 2-3% owned guys are actually going to be like 8 to 10% owned, and it came away from Mobley.
I just saw a fully bearded woman on the camera there, I guess Halloween style.
Eric.
Yeah, I ended up with 10% Maxey, likely because of lower ownership. You didn't give me the number on Jalen Tyson, which is going to really shake my soul when I hear it.
It's the exact number that was projected, 15%.
Okay, I have many multiples of that. I need him today. He's very important now. Him and Nance, honestly, it's all the idiots from Cleveland.
You know who also ended up being super chalky tonight is Josh Minot after the game he had the other day.
Yeah, I had 6%.
He's 30% owned in the big contest.
Interesting.
What do I have of him? More than I would have liked. I do have 16% of him. I would have preferred to have not had that much, but not the end of the world either. Well underweight to the field. That is somebody, if I knew he was going to be 30%, he would have been in 0% of my lineups.
What is this UFC card this weekend?
I haven't looked that far ahead.
Dude, don't look at. You're going to think you're accidentally on the prelims.
Oh, I did look at this. Yeah, Steve Garcia versus David Onama, the main event. Yeah, I mean, think of it. The pay-per-view
like
is
the WEC.
Pay-per-view is essentially dead, right? There's
oh yeah,
two pay-per-views.
Yeah, they're not always going to be winners.
And then on top of it too, you know they don't like ESPN all that much right now. They are just, we are fulfilling our contractual obligations, and they're going to save talent for the start of the year on the new Paramount deal.
This looks like what happens if you're allowed to play a career in the UFC game and it's like 2087. Just completely unrecognizable names.
Yeah. Yeah, same as any sports game. Like you're playing NBA 2K and you're in the future and everybody is the computer generated players with weird names. Every player is A+ potential, is like a 99 overall.
You just reuse the names then. So it's like, Dikembe Wembanyama is now the the number one pick in the draft.
Yeah, they'll do the same. You know, it's funny in a weird way. I think the Gane Aspinall fight is going to be very hyped now. I think people are going to be really excited for it when there was no excitement for it before. Now I think the iPoke has added a little bit of intrigue.
Shouldn't even happen.
I mean, I thought it should have been a DQ.
It should be a DQ.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm so opposite opinion on so many things that UFC fans are like, all right, win for Gane, Aspinall quit. I'm like, I feel like this happens every time somebody commits a blatant foul. The fans always blame the victim for it, as opposed to the guy who blatantly broke the rules. Like Petr Yan, blatantly illegal strike on Aljo. This is Aljo's fault. Cyril Gane, ridiculously blatant eye poke on Tom Aspinall, which, by the way, I think he poked him in the eye twice before that also. Gets both eyes in. Tom's a pussy. Should have gone in the fight. Like, I don't understand that point of view at all, how it's Tom's fault and it's not Gane's fault.
It's a foul. Like, it's in the rules as a foul.
Yeah, I thought it should have been a disqualification.
It's like just acknowledging like a pass interference call and just not calling it for no reason whatsoever. Like, nah, well, it's fine. It's like, no, he clawed his fucking face. Both of his eyes.
Look up what Tim Elliott has said about fouls. So now what I did like is I do think we're going to see, we saw a little bit more of it it didn't matter at that point because that fight didn't end up continuing. There was a couple of blatant fouls that were called in earlier fights that without warning, they just took points away. I think they should do that more frequently. Tim Elliott, a veteran UFC fighter, he has said on the record multiple times, he intentionally commits multiple fouls per fight because he just views it as a free strike to compromise your opponent that you are not going to be penalized for. He says, if you commit different fouls, he's like, you get a free nut shot and you get a free eye poke per fight. And he says he's going to use his every fight.
As you should. Totally agree with that stance. Because nobody's doing anything about it. Yeah, especially when you can immediately look at a replay to know if it is a substantial eye poke or a a casual grazing that's going to happen when two men are like throwing bombs at each other. But when you get it where it's like, oh, he grabbed his whole hand and one of his fingers was deep to the knuckle behind his eye, it's like, okay, like we've seen all we need to see here. It should be very simple to me.
And then, I mean, also from Tom's point of view, where people are like, you just got to fight through it. Why? Why do you have to now fight a guy who's in a championship fight? Why do you now have to fight him? Where, by the way, from what we've heard reported, Tom still has not regained vision in his right eye. He still can't.
Did you watch the video of him, like any of his content for it?
Yes.
Yeah, like when the nurse shined the light in his eye for the first time, she might as well have stuck him in the eye with a dagger. It looked like the worst experience of his life. That dude couldn't keep fighting. A trained fighter? Like, yeah, you might be able to fight me like that.
James in the chat said Gom didn't do it on purpose. Yeah, I don't think he did it on purpose either. It doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think intent should matter at all on these things. I know that that's how they do it. They say if they did it intentionally, we'll disqualify him. But if he did it unintentionally, to me, I don't even care. You're in charge of your weapons, and you are responsible for not gouging guys' eyes. You're responsible for not kicking them in the balls. You're responsible for not hitting them in the back of the head.
That's why they're fouls. It's like every other sport. They're not intentional. You're not intentionally holding every play. You're not intentionally committing a foul in basketball. They're unintentional. That doesn't mean they're not problems.
Yeah. And then I mean the other part of it too is why is it fair if Tom should be pressured to continue to fight with half of his vision missing?
Is
Because of a
Marcus
foul that he
Fizer
did not
being
commit.
like intuitive? Like, is he trying to be stupid here? He looked like he was faking. Right away, he said he can't see and didn't let the doc look at his eye. That's because he couldn't see and he couldn't open his eye.
Yeah, what is he if he can't see, what is he supposed to say?
Also, he wasn't faking it because they have the video of his whole claw being in his eye. 0% fake. What more could you want? They knew in 4 seconds in the truck.
Do any of you guys wear contacts?
Yes.
You ever do the deal where, particularly at night, like you've been drinking, smoking weed, whatever, you think your contacts are in, but they aren't. You go and you poke your eyeball, and how uncomfortable it is when you just like really softly touch your eye because you thought you were taking a contact out that isn't actually in. Now imagine that being done forcefully and deeper. I would still be, if I was Tom, I'd still be crying right now.
I have the opposite story there where I was really high and I put in a second contact and thought I immediately went blind because it's ridiculous to your vision.
That doesn't give you X-ray vision?
No, everything just got horrifically. I put them both in and I was just like, oh my God, what happened to me? Something's wrong. I put my contacts in and I can't see. And I was like, oh, they were already
So the real solution is you have to put a third set on top of the other one. Then it balances out again.
They cancel out. Yeah. All of a sudden, there's just like 100 of them, and they just look like binoculars coming out of my eyes because they're just stacked on top of each other.
Here we go. Cavs and Raptors underway. I'll tell you the one thing I definitely want out of this game: pace. I want a lot of points being scored in general.
I'd feel a lot better if I had a bit more of this Toronto team who is basically anonymous for me today. Because in order for Cleveland to have all these points, I mean, the most I have of anybody for Toronto is 5% of Murray Boyles.
Let's see. What did I end up with from Toronto? I know I had a decent amount of Murray Boyles because he was the guy who came up the most for me after I got to less of the Cleveland guys. Oh, that's why. I have to. All right. So I have. Yeah. Okay. So I am basically just rooting for Murray Boyles. I've got a couple of lineups of Scotty Barnes and Emmanuel Quickly, but I've got 40% of Colin Murray Boyles, so I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for Toronto. Ultimately, like if I'm rooting for a guy on Toronto, I won't know it until 11 o'clock tonight. I'm rooting for just like really weird, awful shit in this game.
Metal George, I gave you VIP just now. Yeah, people are bringing this up. Maybe none of this matters unless you have Jaylen Brown. So let's see. What do I have of Jaylen Brown?
I have like 9%.
I have 3%. He is going absolutely apeshit right now.
How owned is he? Never mind. I should be able to find that out pretty quickly. 2.9% owned.
All right, so I've got
Siakam's going pretty crazy too. Siakam had 17.75 at the end of the first quarter.
Jaylen Brown's at like 25 at the end of the first quarter.
23.25 is what I'm seeing for Brown right now. Hey, I'm happy. Hey, 9% to a 3% guy. I can't ask for anything better than that.
Woo, shout out to Nate. Nate Mish in the chat said that he played 24% of Jaylen Brown. It's a good looking start.
Better man than I. I've got 34 of Siakam, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I got you, Blackwood. Blackwood asking for VIP. Can you hear that my
with
doorbell is
negative
just ringing every?
0.5.
Can you guys hear my doorbell ringing every 5 seconds now?
I haven't heard it once, I don't think, but I can barely hear anything.
Fair enough.
I hope the Raptors are like exceptionally democratic tonight.
I would ultimately be okay with that, other than
nice.
apparently needing Colin Murray Boyles to score some semblance of fantasy points.
All right, I should probably just select whoever's in first so I can get a better idea of who's playing well. Oh, Derek White also having a bit of a day. I mean, he's got a flame next to his name. Also 2% owned. I only have 4% of that guy.
0 fantasy points for Lonzo Ball so far. Not great for him, considering that he's probably going to check out soon, considering his minute limit.
He has negative points.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I just saw the zeros across the stat line.
Wow, there's a 1 there near the end.
There we go. Well, he's bringing the ball up the court, so a chance to make it right. By the way, Lonzo looks gigantic this season.
I mean, all those lower body injuries, he probably just sits around lifting upper. What else is he going to do? Just sitting there doing flies every day?
I'll do one more swap right now just because we've updated ownership and the Knicks Bulls game starts in a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I know what it's going to do to me, but I might as well do it.
I don't know I'm going to use it, but I'll run it just to see.
Yeah, I hear you. Jalen Tyson for 3. Ayo, make a couple more of those. I have 50% of you, so you got to just keep heaving them bad boys in.
It's looking like a really, really good play right now.
Oh, Jalen Tyson dunk. Ayo, keep it going, brother. Don't be afraid to just have a billion points today and make it your coming out party, sir. Oh, Matisse Thybulle out 4 to 6 weeks. That sucks, man. That guy is better than people think he is.
He's good on defense. If all he was able to do on offense was just develop a corner three that he could make competently, he would have been such a valuable player. By the way, I think Tyson's made a corner 3 too.
Matisse Thybulle walked so that Dyson Daniels could run.
Yeah. Tyson just now block and then a transition 3. He's going nuts right now for you, Josh.
Keep it up, brother. Keep it up. Maxi's up to 14 now, and considering he's probably just going to play like 44 minutes, he's always ripe to salvage.
I'm not uploading the swap I did, by the way.
I'm almost positive I will when I get there, but I'm not there yet.
All that changed for me really was it gave me a bunch more towns and then marginally decreased other people. And I was just cool with what I have on towns.
I kind of just want to make sure that I have my Jaylen Brown lineups squared up properly?
By the way, Rampage just checked in and scored a ton of fantasy points really quickly.
Good.
He's got 2 points, a rebound, and assist, a steal, and a block now.
A minor.
Yeah, look at Jalen Tyson. 8 points, and assist, and 2 blocks for him. Evan Mobley is 3 points and 2 boards. Lonzo does have a rebound and an assist now, although I figure he's coming out after this commercial break for Porter. I think that seems
You
pretty
would think.
reasonable.
Yeah, you would think.
If he doesn't come out here, then he's blowing past his minutes limit.
You would think. Or they just don't care if he closes.
It's also possible.
But I would lean on him just going nuts. And us just getting hit with coaches lying to us like they typically do. All right, let's see where we end up here. Good start, Mr. Tyson. Needed it. Needed it.
I feel like I'm going to very much regret that. I mean, it was for the right reasons, but I feel like at the end of the night, I'm going to be regretful that I had less of Nance and Porter Jr. in exchange for more of Murray Boyle.
I don't know who that
Barrett
was.
is gunning.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, here's Porter. Oh, all right. So Lonzo and Porter are both in right now.
Keep your eye on Lonzo here, too. All right, let's see where this swap puts me. Not huge changes. Ooh, a lot less Towns. Oh, okay, I see why.
It was the inverse for me. Whenever I ran the swap, I got to more of Towns.
I took my exposure caps off of Kessler and Markkanen, so I'm guessing that I didn't actually lose the amount of Towns that I thought I did. Yeah, I didn't.
Mills, I got you. I gave you VIP. I did find it entertaining that Mills in chat asked for a VIP, but he spelled VIP wrong twice in a row. Should be an easy one to spell VIP.
That's incredible. All right, I lost a little bit of my... I got even more Devin Booker. I lost some of my Josh Giddey, which I really didn't want to lose. I like that matchup for fantasy purposes.
Shout out to Murray Boyle for missing the layup on purpose there, so we get another rebound and get another extra fantasy point out of it. Oh, good, Mills. I got it. He blames his inability to spell VIP on being on drugs. It's okay. I do have to say though, I wonder how much of whatever you're on you have to be on to not be able to spell VIP. That should be a layup.
All right, I'm good with this now. I've got a Jaylen Brown, Jalen Tyson lineup, so go Jalen's.
Okay. There we go. Back-to-back buckets for Murray Boyles, who apparently only has a left hand. You could take Murray Boyles' right hand and tie it behind his back. It would change nothing about how he plays basketball.
Well, hopefully someone does that and he just doesn't score any more fantasy points because I barely have him. What's wrong, Riggs? Do you think somebody's downstairs in the darkness? They're not, I promise. If they are, boy, are you going to see something fun.
Lonzo is not checked out yet. I don't think.
I wonder if they're going to play him the whole first quarter. That would not surprise me in the slightest if he then just didn't play the second quarter. They just kept him loose and then he came back out for the third. You should have to get your finger cut off if you're wrong.
That's the if they do it on Murray Boyle's right hand, that wouldn't make a difference for his basketball game. But just you lose a challenge and it's just you lose a finger, and then at a certain point you run out of challenges because you got no fingers left, like that.
I think that's fine.
That's fair.
At the very least, I don't think that's an irrational way to approach this scenario.
No, perfectly normal, perfectly humane, perfectly healthy. I can't imagine anybody would have any kind of opposition to that at all.
No. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
But also on the flip side, if you do, so let's say you're a ref, because I think there's not enough penalties for refs. If you're a referee, you make a wrong call and it gets overturned on replay review, Cyril Gahn steps in, pokes you in the eyes.
Ooh.
Because you need your seeing checked. If you're,
I like that now. Lonzo's out. That's an 8-minute rotation for him.
So what do you think? He ends up playing like 28 minutes, maybe a little bit more than.
I don't. My guess is he checks in sometime after the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. And optimally, I hope he doesn't do it at all. But I'd like it more at the 4. I'm going to be really cheering for no stoppages the further we get into the second quarter.
Looks like they're syncing up, or maybe just a coincidence, but Murray Boyle's minutes to Mobley's. They took him out at the same time Mobley came out.
Ooh, which lineup? I'm going to give you a 3v3 because I have a random single entry lineup today.
Okay.
Shaedon Sharp, Royce O'Neal, Devin Booker, Colin Gillespie, Zion, Kawhi.
First option.
Okay. The second option is the higher sim ROI lineup for me right now.
Okay. I don't think I have any of Zion.
The first lineup is the one that I have in there right now, which I'm going to keep. I agreed with you. I have a little bit of Zion in the lotto, but I don't need him in that lineup.
Whew. Celtics up 55-35 on the 76ers.
Jones didn't ruin the heavyweight division.
I did. So the heavyweight division was screwed no matter what. He did stall that. He stalled the heavyweight division. It was going to be bad either way.
That I agree with. That's where I was going with that. We would have just gotten a Tom Aspinall Cyril Gahn fight like faster than we did, which no one really wanted anyway.
This game has been ugly so far. Craig Porter, an assist and a steal off the bench. Larry Nance somehow 0 for 2 from the field, even though he's 7 feet tall and all of his shots should basically just be dropping the ball in the basket, but he can't make a layup.
I'm going to regret those Cleveland morons today, but there was no way around it. Oh, man. I really wish that Saturday UFC card would have been better, considering I don't got shit else to do tomorrow. But that is a unwatchable turd, man.
Yeah, that one's no good tomorrow. Are there any? I think the final pay-per-view is. Let's see. What do we have?
No, there's 2 really good cards left, right?
So not this week. Well, next weekend is equally terrible.
Yes.
Do you know what the main event in 2 weeks is? Gabriel Bonfim against Randy Brown.
Yeah, the pay-per-view the next week is sick.
Yeah. JDM and Islam, the co-main, Valentina and
actually, there's a 3 straight card good run because Saruki and Hooker and Bilal, Ian Gary is a really good top 2 card or top 2
Agreed.
fights on that card. And then you're right back in for the December card with Merab and Jan and Pantoja Van.
And then fittingly, the final card that will take place as part of the ESPN deal is not a terrible main event. This is a good fight night main event. Brandon Royval against Manel Kape. The only other announced fight on that card that was Jamie Lynn Horth against Teresa Bleda. I assume this is also going to be an Apex card, which also very fitting for the end of the ESPN. Is going to be in front of no audience. It'll be a warehouse card with
over under 1.5 slurs spoken. If Manel Kape
this is just
wins
a bet
that
on
fight.
Manel Kape winning.
Yes. If I finished that off with if Manel Kape wins.
Oh, if Manel Kape wins, that's. I mean, he's going to call out Kai Kara-France. Well, no, he actually might call for a title fight. If he calls out Kai Kara-France, it's like the line should be 4.5.
It depends on what he thinks about the masculinity of the two potential flyweight champs.
Yeah, I'll take the over on that number.
Yeah, I figure he's good for one.
Yeah,
it's whether or not
does he do the second one after he gets reminded that he was bleeped out and that he's on ESPN?
Yeah, maybe they'll let him go because it's ESPN.
Yeah, that is true. It'd be like, who cares? Let them eat fines on our way out the door.
Luka Doncic available to play. Marcus Smart available to play. Josh Engelman available to go sit on his couch and watch some basketball.
All right, guys. We still got the Jamal Murray news, so stand pat and wait for that. Other than that, if you're not following us on Playback, give us a follow here. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And guys, I'll see you Sunday on NFL Live before lock. But have a good weekend. Later.
Later, y'all.
Oh, remember, by the way, we're going to end this really quick. It's going to go away for a second, and then it's going to come back. That's just so we can end the YouTube stream. So end